Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams to you, ma. Pranams to you all. Devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Sanātana Gosvāmī. Sanātana Gosvāmī wanted to give up his body. He wanted to give up his body because his body is, he is thinking that his body is not fit for service anymore. Not only that, this body would be a cause of interruption for some other service to the Lord. Jagannath's servants will be walking around. If they accidentally touch me, their seva is contaminated, interrupted. So this body is not only useless because it is not in the seva, but it can cause, it can disturb others' seva. So I don't need this body. And of course, I cannot get darshan of Jagannath and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For these devotees, darshan is not for their pleasure. But darshan and seva go together for them. So their thought, I did not get darshan, able to serve. They are thinking, how can I be of some service? And if I am not of any service, then my presence, my body, my existence is of no use. That's what they think. Sanātana Gosvāmī is thinking. That's why he wants to just give up that body. In the material world, the suicides happen because they don't get what they want for their pleasure. For their pleasure. Or they want to get rid of the body so they can get rid of the pain that they have. So it is their reason, either to get their pleasure or to get rid of their pain. That's why suicides happen. Even though, but when somebody does like that, the subtle body is very active inside. They may end up the gross body by committing suicide. But subtle body is so active, so strong. It will only continue, the pain will only continue in the next body that the soul is going to take. So in this way, they are not getting rid of the pain. And they are not getting what they want. Because they gave up the body and this, they're not getting what they want. And they will not get rid of the pain because the pain is actually present in the subtle body. Like that. So that's why, when some people, after, some people are naturally, their modes are very prominent. That they are really, they feel miserable quickly, or they are violent towards oneself or others quickly. So the modes are pretty strong. Why like that? This is, the subtle body has been carrying it. Like that, in some the modes are naturally strong like that. So that's why suicide is not is condemned in the scriptures. And actually, when somebody commits suicide, because the subtle body is so strong and agitated inside, and they are abruptly ending their, giving away to their physical body. the subtle body has to stay without physical body for some time. It's generally called as ghost. So in that form, they will continue to feel the misery. Mhm. And of course, when it is due for them to get the body, they'll get the body, and then it continues like that. So the misery doesn't end just because one ends their life, give up their physical body. Like, so that is about ending life while somebody is in the cycle of karma cycle, and ending life for their own reason. But here Sanātana Gosvāmī, he wants to end his life because he's not fit for the service. He thinks he's not fit for the service. That body is not fit for the service. His subtle body is not really in great agitation under the influence of Tamoguna or Rajoguna. They're already exalted. So, in this way, Sanātana Gosvāmī thinking to give up the body is totally different from the suicides of this world, suicidal ideation of this world. So, coming to Sanātana Gosvāmī, how ingrained is this mode that this body is meant for the seva? And if this body is not fit for the seva, then I don't need this body. This is the mode that is endorsed by Shastra, even by the Sanatana Dharma too. Because the mode of goodness for the body is to be in the seva. That's how we know that a body is in mode of goodness. When the body is clean and when the body is in seva, then it is said to be that this body is in the mode of goodness body. So the purpose of this body is just to be in the seva. So keep it clean and put it in the seva. And of course send some fuel, some food, some prasadam, so the body can sustain. This is simply the understanding in the mode of goodness. The understanding in the mode of goodness is service. Yeah, service is service to the others. Service is it is done for the happiness of others, not for the happiness of self. Of course, there is happiness in the self in serving others, having happiness. So primarily service means I'm doing something for others' benefit, others' pleasure. That is when it is called service. So service category, it falls in the mode of goodness. I am doing this for your benefit. Keeping this body clean and serving you for your benefit, and taking sattvic ahar, a moderate amount of food, and the food that is in the sattvic category. So these things are mode of goodness for the body, and these, when done by the devotees, then the food is prasad. Taking the prasad, keeping the body clean. For what? For the seva. Seva to Bhagavan. Seva to others, okay, but intention is seva to Bhagavan. See others as Bhagavans. In the mode of goodness, even atheistic people also, they do a lot of social service. They just do the service because they want to do good for others. But devotees, they do the seva because they see others as Bhagavans. Otherwise, it will not be devotional service. It is simply a service in the mode of goodness. If seva is performed with no Kṛṣṇa in the thought, no relevance to Kṛṣṇa. So like that. So the body being in mode of Sattva Bhakti means the body is clean and the body prasadam is sent, whatever required amount. And the body is put in the seva of Bhagavan. So that is the seva through the body. And body is meant for that kind of seva. So even in Sanātana Dharma, the tradition, the practice was that the body will be in seva for however long it can be. And when the body is not fit for seva anymore, people used to, devotees, people used to voluntarily accept the death. When the body is not fit for seva anymore, either because of old age or for any reason, then they would just stop taking the food. They would fast until death. That used to be the practice of the pure devotees up until recently. Even in Srila Prabhupada's Leela also, when Srila Prabhupada wanted to leave this world, when his body fell sick and he wanted to leave this world, he decided to just fast until he leave this world. So he stopped taking prasad for a few days. He has cut down prasad and almost stopped taking the prasad, like that. And all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, the devotees, they were very much disturbed and they were very sad. They were crying. All that was happening. Prabhupada realized that his disciples needed him more, that they have to be more strong enough, stable enough before he quits this body, so this movement can go on. For that reason, Prabhupada, he put his fasting aside and he started taking, fruit juices first and then prasada later, like that. So that is the general practice in those day and age. Body is just seen as an instrument for seva, and or instrument or tool for seva. When a tool is not doing its job, then it is discarded. Say there's a screwdriver. Screwdriver is of some use as long as it is used to drive the screws. If it is for some reason not able to do it, then it's not of any use, like that. So body is seen like that for seva of Bhagavan. It is seen like that. It is seen like that. So many miseries of the bodies will be gone if I can see the body just like that. Oh, this is just meant for this seva. This body is a Kṛṣṇa's and it's just meant for this seva. So many bodily miseries will be gone if we just head in that direction and make the changes in bhakti will be gone with that, and I will see that. So body is meant for seva, like. So that's how the body is seen in the mode of goodness and in the mode of devotion. I also wanted to mention, I think we will hear this tomorrow. of what Gauranga Mahaprabhu says. Yeah, that I guess we will wait until tomorrow or the day after, when that when the words of Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes, then we'll take this further. How the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, how they very mercifully own everything about everything of the disciple, including the body. That we will hear later. But now, today, yeah, body is just meant for seva. Actually, this should be taken as a great relief and with gratitude and happiness, because this body is a product of our karma. It is because of my karma that I have this body. I don't have to have this miserable body on me. Because the subtle body was active and is with miseries, I end up getting this body that is causing miseries. Body is the result of my karma. So it's more like misery sitting on me. Miserable subtle body is there, on top of that this miserable gross body. So I end up having this miserable body, the body causes miseries and is accumulating miseries only. And here is bhakti that is given to us. So this miserable body can be traded very wonderfully for bhakti. When this body is put in the seva of Guru and Kṛṣṇa, then this is not karmic body anymore. This is like a flower offered to Bhagavan. So in this way, because of the bhakti, our the karmic body is getting disintegrated, and this body is being utilized to get the spiritual body inside. So this is a great news to celebrate, though we have this miserable body on us, because using this body, trading this body, we get the jackpot. Use this miserable body to get a blissful spiritual body. So this is a cause of joy. Oh, so this body. Okay, seva. Just put it in the seva. And think of Kṛṣṇa. Put it in the seva for Bhagavan with smarana inside. Then the spiritual body is coming. So that's good. So in this way, it is a great relief and a cause of celebration to have this body on, so it can be put in seva. Like that. And the third point is, that's why Srila Prabhupada constantly says 24/7 seva, 24/7 seva. Sometimes the body, it can move around and can perform some seva. Wonderful. But sometimes it cannot move around. It is bedridden or achy and cannot do much. Okay, then put it in the corner, but still the seva can go on. Hands can go on. Yeah, the tongue can go on, the voice can go on, something can go on. Something in this body can move. So make that movement for the God to please Guru and Kṛṣṇa. That is also seva. As we get old, there will not be much strength in this body. So we may not be able to do lots of physical work. But nevertheless, just in one place, move this body somehow, do whatever this body can do for Guru and Kṛṣṇa. So that is also seva with the body, not that it has to actively run around, move around, but the body in its capacity is being utilized in the seva. That can go on 24/7. As the body is performing the seva in its capacity, the feeding that happens to body, the cleaning that happens to the body is also all part of the seva. And when that also cannot happen, by the time we all have spiritual body inside, the seva can go on inside. When nothing can happen, when no seva can happen with this body outside, there is a lot of seva that happens inside with the spiritual body. So, like that, devotees, that's what we have heard. Yeah, the first one is the suicide. What is it in this material world, in karmic world, and giving up the body? What is it for a purified soul? That we have heard the difference in the intention. Second one was body in the mode of goodness, body in the mode of devotion. And the third one was how this miserable body that we have on us is still a cause of good news, because it can be put in the seva of Bhagavan. Like that. And the next one we heard is service with the body can happen in different degrees based on its capacity and its health, like that. So in whatever capacity and way possible, moving this body to give pleasure to Guru and Kṛṣṇa. That can be done throughout the life. And when it comes to the point of even unable to move body, time to quit, then there is a lot of seva that is happening within, inside, with the spiritual body. That's all. Yes, Mataji. From my side, thank you, Mataji. Thank you all, dear devotees. Anything from your end?
Thank you, Mataji. I can relate to it. Like you beautifully said, that however miserable the body is, it can still be used in the service of the Lord. And I remember how Guru Maharaj, when he was initiating me, knowing my incompleteness, he said that I should never feel that I'm incomplete. And in fact, how much ever one tries, no one can make their bodies perfect. However, he said that we can make our souls perfect in its connection with Krishna. That is how I feel that he cleansed me from all my material incompleteness and made me spiritually complete. That is when he said those words, I felt like that. And you also said a similar thing, so I could relate it so much. Mataji, thank you for saying that.
Thank
And the mode of Sanātana Gosvāmī, it is topmost, because when we are in misery, we do not think about being useful to anybody, not even to be of any service to others. We get drowned by that mode, the lowest mode, and all these great devotees, their pastimes, their stories help us to think how we should be. Though very difficult, but yeah, at least to some extent we can follow, I think so, Mataji. Thank you.
you. Yeah. The prayer is much more than that, but yes, at least, as you said, yeah. Yeah, but prayer is much more than that. Yes, Mataji, thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? If nobody, then we can go ahead with the shloka.